Hi, I'm Alana and welcome to Button Bash. The Uncharted movie is now officially set to start filming in early 2015, according to director Seth Gordon. Gordon, who has also worked on Horrible Bosses and Identity Thief, also said that the movie isn't going to follow the same storyline as the games, and instead it plans to honor them. This sounds a little concerning to me because pretty much every video game turned movie in the past has just ended up being infuriatingly inaccurate to all of the actual fans in an attempt to attract broader audiences. It seriously baffles me that Gordon is trying to use this as a selling point because for the fans of the games, it's not. The director did also mention that the prep for filming the Uncharted movie is particularly complicated for whatever reason. One obvious complication though, there's no lead actor just yet. Mark Wahlberg was originally supposed to play Nathan Drake, which I feel is pretty fitting looks-wise, but maybe not so much personality-wise, but he's no longer an option, for whatever reason. Regarding the role of Nathan Drake, Gordon said, "I want it to be a great actor, that's number one. And then if it's someone who has an actual jaw, that's even better. The game is so well done that you need it to live up to that. There's no way we do the inverse of that, where it's somebody famous who can't act." The movie was actually originally announced in 2009, but has had various hiccups along the way, including 2 directors and a handful of writers who left the project. On the other hand, the next game in the Uncharted series, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, is apparently going ahead at full speed for its eventual release on the PlayStation 4. And while there's no release date for that just yet, I'll keep you updated. Yogventures, a game created by the extremely popular The Yogcast YouTube broadcasters and Wintercool Games, has ultimately fallen apart even after raising $570,000 on the crowdfunding website Kickstarter. Backers of Yogventures are more than a little upset to have received offers of a Steam key for a game called TUG instead, with Yogventures being completely cancelled. Yogscast co-founder Lewis Brinley emailed the game's 13,000 Kickstarter backers saying, "As you may have heard, Wintercool Games have stopped working on Yogventures, but this is actually a good thing. The project was proving too ambitious and difficult for them to complete with their 6-man team. Although we're under no obligation to do anything, instead we're going to do our best to make this right and make you really glad you backed the project." So backers got a Steam Early Access code for TUG, which has been developed by Nerd Kingdom and is now officially partnered with the Yogcast channel, basically replacing Yogventures altogether. Brinley also said that TUG is the game he was actually hoping Wintercool would make in the first place. Regardless of this, some fans are still asking for refunds instead of a TUG key, including fans who already had access to TUG. While there is no obligation for any Kickstarter project to refund money, there were fans who paid for extra rewards on top of the game itself. Over 1,000 people donated extra money in return for t-shirts, prints, DVDs, comic books, plushies, and statues, as well as in-game bonuses for Yogventures. 5 people actually put down $10,000 in exchange for being able to have lunch with the Yogcast themselves. Yogscast have mentioned that most backers should have already received their physical rewards, and if they haven't, they should contact them to sort that out. Apparently, requests for refunds should go directly to Wintercool Games, but Wintercool released a statement saying there simply isn't any money left. They spent all the money they were given on completing the now failed game. I mean, they paid one artist $35,000 for 2 weeks' work. It's no wonder they don't have any money left, but the biggest problem seems to be that the studio was just too small and too inexperienced for such a large project. Overall, a pretty massive disaster that can possibly be redeemed by TUG apparently having access to Wintercool's Yogventures assets and source code. Google have officially decided to stop calling mobile games with in-app purchases free as part of an announcement from the European Commission. Games like King.com's Candy Crush that are free to actually download to a device but constantly hound you with advertisements to buy things within the game are considered free to play, but the EC has requested that companies such as Google and Apple make sure consumers aren't misled about the true costs involved in these kind of games, and the pressure miners might feel to buy things, which is definitely there. Google is going to take on a bunch of changes by at least the end of September, including completely getting rid of the word free in regards to these kinds of games. They're not really. Other changes include new developer guidelines that will disallow developers from direct exploitation to children, meaning these kinds of things aren't allowed to strongly appeal to or manipulate children, and the default settings for each game must be changed so that any payments have to be authorized before every in-app purchase, though this one can actually be changed at any point through the game settings. Though this was under order from the European Commission, it's not yet clear whether Google will only make these changes inside of Europe. Apparently, Apple has not made any immediate solutions to any of the points raised by the Commission, but have said that they will make changes at some point. And so they should. They've always felt like this kind of thing is just so evil. Free-to-play is a legitimate business model, but I'm positive the developers and publishers know that children are buying things in-game without their parents' permission. They just don't care. It's dangerous. I'm Alana, and that's it for this episode of Button Bash.